Okay, this video is not about actually putting the seals in. I'm sure there's tons of stuff on there about when to put the outer O-ring in, the metal washer, and then the inner O-ring and the gasket and all that. This is more about a problem I had, and I just figured out what the problem was. I kept changing the seal, and in about 3 months it would start leaking really bad again, and I would go through every bit of it and try to figure out what's wrong, and it all looked fine. I'd pull it off and none of the O-rings would be cut, change the seal, and it'd last another 3 months. Like to share, this is just to share a possible problem, maybe something worth looking at. This is the bushing that goes in here, and then it goes over the shaft when you put it in. Now I don't know if you can see this, but it's good to check that surface of that race and polish it out if it has anything. Mine had little pits from it sitting for a length of time. I'm sure this car sat for a few years. Started rusting there, and yeah, so I polished it out. Now hopefully it won't happen again. I'm pretty sure that's what the cause was. Might even be worth looking to see if there's a new one you can buy. I'm not sure with these older VWs if you can buy this part. Another thing worth mentioning is after you get the seal in, I usually put this in first like that rather than try to slide it on, and also make sure this chamfered edge is towards the O-ring because it seals there. But it basically makes sure you can see that it's on the seal correctly. If you put this on first and then force it on, a lot of times that seal will get folded over and it'll be ruined. You won't know until you're driving down the road. I only say this, I speak from experience. I've done this job more times than I probably would have liked to. Anyway, hopefully that helps somebody else along the way. Yeah. Also, there are a couple things to note. When you're doing this job, you have the wheel off and everything off. It's a good time to actually change the boot on the side of the transmission if it needs it. Any other time it's kind of a pain. It actually is kind of nice when the engine's out too. Yeah, and the other thing is that I always silicone the back when you put that gasket on, and you don't have to have the gasket, but I usually use that black RTV and seal the back to the straight axle boss back here. It really doesn't need to be done. It won't leak there, but why I do it is, as you can see, when I'm trying to deal with the seal, this is literally glued to it right now. That makes it a lot easier dealing with this, because one of the problems is when the backing plate comes off and you're trying to put all the seals together, it's easy to cut them. And then I also disconnect the emergency cable, and the reason I do that is you have tension pulling on here, so as soon as you release these bolts, that cable wants to pull it off the back. It's just a little tip that helps it go a little bit easier.